Hi guys, it's David here. Hope you're all well. This is my first video in a little while, so excuse me for not posting more recently. I've been pretty busy of late, doing lots of things and buying new cars and all sorts of other stuff. So I'm probably a little bit out of practice in doing my videos, but I did get an email today from a man called Stuart who was very concerned about going on antidepressants because I hope you don't mind me mentioning this, Stuart, obviously. He'd tried short-term relievers like beta blockers and diazepam and medications like that, which are intended to relieve anxiety in the short term. Now, I currently take two types of antidepressant. One of them is fluoxetine, which is the generic brand name for Prozac, and I also take mirtazapine in the evening, which is also an antidepressant stroke anti-anxiety. Stuart's concern was going on the tablets, how they would affect him, and ultimately how do you know when to come off them, and also when you do come off them, is your depression or your anxiety going to return? Well, I can tell you from experience, because I've been on many medications before and in the past, that generally when you do go on a medication, your GP will advise you to stay on them for a certain period of time. But I think only you deep down will know when it is your time, or when you feel mentally strong enough to come off them. Now, I think it's very rare that people go on them for a month or 2 months and then come off them straight away, because generally you would need to find a dosage that helps alleviate your symptoms. Also, the right type of medication, because you may have to go through different types. Because like with me, some worked, some didn't. Some have been great, some have made me put on weight. So they all affect people in different ways, and others have just had no effect on me whatsoever. So, in answer to some of the questions about coming on and coming off of antidepressants, obviously going on to antidepressants is something that you need to closely liaise with your GP about and see what their advice is in terms of what you should take and what the recommended dosage should be, and any concerns that you have, you should address them to your GP and tell them exactly what you are worried about. Now, my experiences with antidepressants, initially, symptoms, side effects would be, sleepiness, nausea, with some of them, and they're generally quite short-lived symptoms. That we're talking a few days, and not constant nausea, but you're going to feel pretty languid, pretty tired for 3 or 4 days. So you may need to be signed off work. I think I have covered that topic. The coming off part is much more complex, really, because as I say, from my experience, I've been on medication since probably since about October, so November, December, January, February, March, April. So we're looking at 6 to 7 months. Now, I have found through taking mirtazapine and fluoxetine that combination has helped me. However, I didn't feel that fluoxetine on its own helped, so I'm gradually tapering off. But again, it's a process that you need to speak to with your GP. I have found that coming off medications in the past, I have been perfectly fine if you taper off your medications in the correct way. Under no circumstances should you just come off them suddenly stop taking them, because you are going to notice some horrible side effects if you do. Nausea, butterflies, all sorts of weird feelings. So don't even go there. Don't start taking tablets for a few months and think, oh, I'm better. I need to sort of I need to stop, because that's where the problems could arise. So in terms of when is the right time to come off, speak to your GP. You will know inside when you feel mentally strong enough to do that. And when you do decide that you feel the time is right, then confer with your GP, and he or she will set up a plan in terms of how to taper off because that's generally how it would work. You would taper off medication, slowly reducing the dose to a point where eventually you get to nothing. The aim is to raise the levels, obviously, of serotonin in your brain. Now, from my experience, having come off them before, I've been fine for years afterwards. They can do the trick for a long time, but you may, it's territory that I haven't been in, that straight away after I've come off them I've encountered a traumatic experience and something could trigger you off again. I haven't been in that situation, so I don't know. So my best advice to you is obviously come off your medication when you mentally feel that for the foreseeable future things will probably be quite straightforward. There won't be any untoward changes that you can foresee. There won't be anything overly stressful or traumatic in your life. So they will be really handy things to consider when coming off your medication, because I think consistency is very important. Having a routine in place is also very important. I'm constantly trying to get my routine in order, specifically when it comes to exercise, and that's something I can't stress enough how important it is to get a good exercise regime going, eat a very balanced diet and cut out any junk food, which is what I have been doing now for the last 2 or 3 weeks, having put on a fair amount of weight, probably 1.5 stone, through eating loads of junk foods and bad food. So you will notice by gradually making changes with your diet and with exercise as well, and close monitoring with your GP, and also if you can get it, cognitive behavioural therapy, you'll notice massive differences. But the big question of when to come off antidepressants is really solely down to you. If a GP says he thinks you're ready and you're not, then you're not. If you feel that you are, then go to the doctor, be in control of the situation, and explain to your GP, your practitioner, how you feel and how you feel the best way to go about it would be. But under no circumstances do anything off your own back, because that's where problems can arise from. So I do administer medications to special needs children on a very regular basis. So I know the importance of not missing doses, taking doses, etc., etc. So you really need to do everything by the book, and that's extremely important that you do bear that in mind. If you do have any questions, my website is down below in the description. Feel free to contact me through there. Hit the follow button on the website, because it will give you a notification of when I put a new video up or something like that, or some useful information. Feel free to email me anytime. I can be contacted through Skype as well. If there's any way I can help, I will. I do apologise for the long delay in between videos, but been pretty busy, but I've been fairly well, and trying to get myself fit and healthy again. So I'll stick with you all the way. So if you have any queries, and if there's any way I can help, then I certainly will. So get in contact, and hope to speak to you soon. All right, bye.